Hi, I'm Amanda, and there's been a lot that I've actually been looking at lately on the internet, and a lot of it is kind of disturbing. I mean, people are freaking out about these GMOs, and you know, how Obama is doing his spiel on Obamacare and how he wants gay rights to happen and all this other stuff. And I see a lot of confusion with a lot of people. Like, they're acting like they know something. You know, when they hear something, they think they know it all. Well, I'm not one of those people. I like to do my research. I'm pretty thorough. There are some times where I don't have the right amount of information or the right tools to obtain the right information. A lot of it is just, lacking of resources for a lot of people. Not a lot of people are able to access the internet or use a computer or have an Android or an iPhone or a smartphone or whatever. And so a lot of the times people are misled with information that they hear from each other. This is a problem. I don't think anybody should have misinformation when it comes to things like GMOs and Obamacare and gay rights and abortion rights and just anything that has to do with humanism and secularity. People get confused. I'm starting to get irritated. I'm one of those people on the internet that doesn't really show their faces very often, and for me to be showing my face really means something. I am tired of being in the shadows. I'm tired of hiding and not telling people my story, Yeah, so in high school I got called a walking talking dictionary because I always popped off at the mouth about random information, useless information most of the time, but it was still real information. Today I have people tell me that I'm a know-it-all because I just like to talk and tell people things, and a lot of times people think I'm lying because I'm so zealous about it. Like, I have a lot of zeal, so it's really hard because of the way that I talk about it and articulate myself. People think that I'm over exaggerating or that I'm lying. That's really frustrating as well. For a while, I did dancing and I do webcams sometimes, but for people to make judgments about me, about my work, without knowing me, is like the same concept as people making judgments or notions of knowing something about something without actually knowing the whole story. Being a dancer is not easy. It is one of the hardest things to do because you're like a waitress. You're working on tips and it's all about this. If you don't have this, then there's nothing. It's not about this, because you've got this, but if you don't have this and this, then there's no point in even looking at this. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where we've got to really put two and two together as a society and as a species, because if we don't start doing that, I'm sounding, I guess, I don't know, like a totalitarian at this point. If we get rid of politics and religion, then we would be able to get together and unite each other, well, excuse my English, unite together as a society, as a species, as what we are, you know. Evolution is not that hard to explain, really. I mean, micro, macro evolution, if you don't know what those are, you can look them up. It's really not that hard, you know. I mean, I spent many years in school studying this stuff, you know. I'm from Portland, Oregon, pretty renowned for being scientifically literate up here. I went to OMSI for preschool, you know. I didn't go there long. I got kicked out because I wasn't necessarily the nicest of kids, but that's a long story for another video. But back to my point, this is a real big issue. If we're becoming afraid of things like GMOs, which by the way are really not that bad, we've got to be concerned about the ones that have animal DNA in them, not the other plant DNAs, because with these GMOs, we're able to develop plants that can be vaccines for people. Instead of giving them a shot, they can eat a plant and be completely immune to something. That is amazing. That is so amazing. I don't think that technology was anywhere near that a decade, 2 decades ago. I mean, dude, I mean, ignorance is not bliss, okay? And any time that we're ignorant to something, we stop learning, you know. To have ignorance is not to have intelligence, because obviously ignorance means stupid, you know. So that's what, the complete opposite of intelligence? Yeah, I'm touching my face a lot. I do that. It's a nervous habit, I'm sorry. But anyways, I think you get my point, you know. I've lived a quarter of a decade. I've seen a lot. I became secular when I was 15 because I was raised by a Baptist and a Protestant to be, or not a Baptist, excuse me, a Catholic and a Protestant to be Baptist. I was baptized when I was 7. I worked at a Christian horse camp called Royal Ridges Retreat up in Battleground, Washington. It's right next to the border of Bucolt, up in the mountains. I indoctrinated children to believe in Jesus, and halfway through that, I actually told the children that they didn't have to believe in Jesus because they didn't have to. I mean, it was their choice. I told them that if they wanted to believe in Him, they could if they wanted to, you know, but they didn't have to. And so I guess they went home and told their parents, and the parents got mad. I got in trouble actually by my manager there, which was really stupid because, you know, it's just we're teaching children, and children should know the truth. You know, if it's detrimental to their well-being and their sanctity of their mind, then you've got to let them know. You can't just fabricate something and tell them that that's what it is for them to think of what their reality is. Excuse me, I feel like I'm rambling. I've been up all night. I lost one of my earrings traveling around. I got a nice little stack of CDs I found in a trash can. Most of these are music. I know that you can get music on the internet, on YouTube, Pirates Bay, but I have a stereo, okay, and I have a CD changer, like a 5-disc changer. These are nice. I found some Bjork and the White Stripes and stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. And you know, I'm just tired of seeing ignorance, man. It's like I'm about to tell a lot of people to grow the fuck up or get the fuck out of my country, because it's just like, dude, like, if you can't get your grip together and be united like we're supposed to be, then why the fuck are you here? Like, seriously, aren't we like the United States of America? Aren't we supposed to be united? Because I feel that Oregon is the only liberal state left, and we were founded by liberals, this country, to be liberal. And so far, all I see is democracy with a bunch of Democrats and Republicans. You know, democracy and capitalism. And there is no liberal freedom. There is no liberal communism. You know, we don't have that because people are afraid of liberals and afraid of communists. And I'm like, dude, okay, like, if you don't understand something, man, just look it up. It's not that hard to look up a word. You know, it's called the dictionary. It's called the thesaurus. You know, it's called Wikipedia. Okay, like, if you don't understand something, there is a source there to inform you. You know, you're not always going to learn everything you know from school or your parents or even from a walk in the park. You know, like, sometimes you've just got to actually go out there and ask questions. Because if you don't, you're never going to know anything. And then that's real ignorance.